Hey everybody, welcome to the first video in my Cards tutorial series. This is an awesome new game that just went live, full release in April of 2020, just last month. And I started playing it. I got completely hooked on it, and there's a lot of questions and things in the forums and Discord and whatnot that people ask new players. And now that it's gone live, there's a lot of new players getting on board. And I just wanted to put out a couple of candid, not scripted videos just to walk through the game, the software, all the different things that are available in it, the cards themselves, and the general gameplay. So there'll be a series of short videos, each one focusing on an individual thing. Again, not scripted, just going to go through it and give you guys, new players, a little bit of a head start in understanding how all the mechanics work, and maybe some tips on things you can do early on to avoid losing resources or making little mistakes earlier on. So here we have the game open. It's installed right now just through Steam. So you have to download Steam, install it on your computer, and then you can then install Cards through that. It's free to play. You don't have to spend any money on this, and you can be very competitive as a free-to-play player. Lots of support of the community to help you get going as a free-to-play player. And that's it. You just download it, install, and you can start playing. Now, when you first download it, I don't have it here because I've already gone through all of this, but there will be a tutorial to explain a little bit of the game and give you through some battles with various nations and some starter decks. So you start off with a bit of a base collection, but in order to really get better, you're going to have to build up that collection. And we'll go through in another video how that works and what you can do to build up your collection the fastest, especially if you want to be a free-to-play player. So when you first open the game, this is what you're going to see. You're going to have on the top left is gold. So you can earn gold by completing missions, winning games, and gold is your primary currency in the game. Here it says use gold to buy card packs. Don't jump on that right away. We'll talk in another video about really what your best investment is with the gold, and avoid a mistake that I made, because this is exactly what I did. And there are other ways you could use this gold in order to make better return on investment once you get a little bit better with the game and practicing. Here we got resources. These are resources that are available for you to create cards that you're missing in your collection. So these are basically, they just call resources, the icon with the hammer, because the concept of crafting a card, so I guess use the hammer is how you craft the card. And you get these resources through various mechanisms, one being you can only hold so many copies of a certain card in your collection, and so when you get extra ones, they turn into resources. And then as you accumulate these resources, you could use them to craft cards. That'll go into more detail in another video. All right, so continuing just through the main screen here, training. This is what you'll first get exposed to, because you're going to do training battles to get with each nation to get used to playing the game. I believe, if I remember, there's 4 battles. You use 4 different nations, and you get the 4 different starter decks. So when you go into training, you'll be able to pick your deck, and you'll just have your starter decks to start off with, and you'll pick your deck and go into a battle. Training is against AI, so it's not against another player. The AI is actually pretty decent. I mean, it's not like another player. There's a lot of things it won't do, but the training games are actually quite good just to get used to a new deck, feel it out, get familiar. It's really helpful. Under battle, this is where you're going to go in and choose your deck again, but this time you're going to be playing PvP, so against another player, and these are ranked games, so they count towards your rewards and different missions and stuff that the AI games don't count towards. So if you want to get credit towards progress missions, which I'll show you in a second, you need to play PvP games. All right, and then draft is another mode of play, which is completely different, which I'll get into in a different video as well. But draft, you don't play with a pre-built deck. You build your deck one card at a time with limited choices all the way through until you build up a deck. And again, another video, I'll just talk about the deck structure, construction, and whatnot in there. Okay, so in your profile down here is where you can see your ranks. So your ranks are basically, as you win battles using each nation as a primary nation, you will build up your rank from private, sergeant, to lieutenant, captain, major, general, field marshal. The goal should be to get to field marshal. Obviously, that's the highest rank. And the more ranks you get, you will get additional rewards at the end of the season. So seasons run per month, and it'll tell you how many ranks you have. And if you hold over the trophy here, it tells you what your current rewards are. These rewards get better with every 5 ranks you achieve, and it doesn't matter which nation. Every time you achieve ranks, you get more rewards. So you can see I have 21 ranks here, and that's just based on counting up how many of these 5-star bars I have filled up. If you get all 5 field marshals, you get the best rewards at the end of the season. Once you get 3 field marshals, it'll unlock the officers club, and you'll be able to see your own rank in the world against all the other players, and you'll be able to see the top 100 players. Now, the very first time I played the game, this was not visible until I unlocked Officers Club, but I guess because I've unlocked it once, I could always see the top 100 now, or it's a bug. But in either case, you won't see your own position until you unlock Officer Club, and that's done by getting 3 field marshals. Progress. So in here, you'll get a couple of things. Now, this is where if you're a free-to-play player, this is your sweet spot right here. This is where you're going to get all of your in-game currencies to help build up your collection. Every day, they're going to give you a mission, which is usually pretty easy to achieve, and usually you're going to get 5 coins for that. Now, down here, you're going to have a whole slew of a variety of missions, playing certain types of cards, winning certain numbers of games with each nation and whatnot, and these will just give you packs in some cases, resources in some cases, gold coins, whatever. This is where you're going to be able to really accumulate your collection early, because the earlier progress missions are pretty quick to get through. When you're completed, they drop to the bottom, but there are a whole slew of progress missions you can do in here to get resources. Customizations are just where you can go and set up your emotes. So during the game, you got only these categories, and you can get 1 saying per category. So the start of the game, if you want to say hello to somebody and whatnot, you just set up your emotes in here. And there's equipment, which is the background of the game. And I haven't bothered, but you can unlock this other one, I guess, and that's just the background of the game table itself. Alright, so in there, so then under the cards is where you can actually see your card collection. So this is the decks I've made. Here's my collection of cards, and you can navigate through these. And we'll have another video going into more detail about this screen. And then in the shop, of course, free to play is an option, but you could also spend money. And also in here, for examples, where you'd buy your packs for coins. So if you want to buy a pack, you can get for 10 coins you could buy 1 pack, and you'd get base set in this case, but there's also the allegiance set. So I'll talk about those a little bit more, what the difference is in the video about the card collection. But the base set is initially, when the game came out, allegiance was the first expansion, and we'll go over the different mechanics of those in the next video that talks about the card collection itself. And when you do buy packs, it goes into this scene here with the pack collection. Don't have any right now, but basically you tap the pack, it shows your cards. In each pack, you're guaranteed 1 limited card, and I'll talk about the different levels of the cards when we get into the card collection video, but effectively that's where you go to open your packs. And up here in the top right, pretty obvious, you got your settings. There's some basic game settings you can control. An encyclopedia, which can be handy, and I'll have a video going into details about all of these things, because these little one-liners are helpful, but I think there's a little bit more that would be helpful to know about each one of these things that you need to know about with respect to your cards and how the game plays. And then obviously from here you can quit the game. Discord, they put a link right in the game. This is super useful. You click this button and it'll open Discord in the default browser, confirm, and it brings it up, and you can go ahead and jump into the Discord. Lots of great people in there that will help you out. There's no questions or stupid questions, just a super helpful community, really great to work with. And then your friends list. At the end of every game, there's a button at the end where you can say add friend, and over time your friends list will build up. It's quite handy because you can actually there's when I click on it, so there's all my friends, requests I've sent. I send a lot of requests, I don't mind building this up, but if I wanted to have a battle against somebody specific, which is nice, and if you have other friends that are playing, you can get them added into your friends list just by adding them in here, and you could do straight up challenge PvP directly with your friends, which is nice instead of just random opponents all the time. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. That's the front end. Again, I'm going to do short bursts of videos going through all of the different things that you need to know to get into being able to play the game successfully as a brand new player. So if there's anything left out at all or more that you want to learn about, leave it in the comments below the video, and I'll make sure to hit those points in the upcoming videos. All right, that's everything for this first one. Thanks a lot.